everyone, thanks so much for stopping by today. We're going to be checking out the Earl Grey Tea Cake from Magnolia Cookbook Volume Number 3. So I've never had Earl Grey Tea Cake in my life, I've never made it, but it has some yummy ingredients in it that I think will probably make for a good cake. We have tangerines, we have orange extract, we have obviously Earl Grey leaves, so let's see how this works out, so let's get started. All right, so before we start mixing everything into our mixer over here, let's zest some tangerines and juice them. So we need about 2 teaspoons of tangerine zest and about 2 teaspoons of tangerine juice. So probably gonna take a couple for 2 teaspoons. Smells fresh. It's gonna be very interesting because it's a unique set of ingredients for a cake, which is kind of like more like a loaf of bread. But I'm excited to see it. You know, I had my doubts with the pear bread that we made earlier this year, and that was amazing. So I'm gonna keep an open mind because that surprised me. And I've already made that like 5 times already for people, for friends, for guests. So maybe this is another one that's gonna be in the queue. Okay, we're good with the tangerine zest. So let's cut one of these, maybe 2, and I'll juice them when we're ready to go into the mixer. So let me just rinse off my remnants of tangerine zest and let's get mixing. So the first thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna move these and we're going to crack our eggs. And we're gonna mix this with the sugar for about 2 to 3 minutes. All right, let's mix away. We want this to be nice and ribbony. Get into that pale yellow color that we want, so we're almost there. It smells really good. I know it's just a tangerine, but very fresh. All right, let's see how this looks once we pull out our whisk here. So yes, it's maybe a little bit longer. And then we'll be able to add the rest of our ingredients in. So let's give us another 30 seconds. All right. Okay, so we are ready to go. Nice and ribbony. Okay, so we're gonna add in our whole milk yogurt. Okay. Our zest. Oh, now I'm creating a mess over here. We have our Earl Grey actual tea leaves going in. We have orange extract. We have vanilla. And last but not least, our tangerine juice, which these are pretty juicy. So she needs 2 teaspoons. That's probably 1 teaspoon, right? Yeah. 2. We're good. I'll have no problem eating the rest of these by myself. So let's mix these up. So interesting, the flavors going in and the ingredients. It's such an interesting recipe, so we'll see. That's what we're doing this for. All right, so while this is going along, the last step before we add in our dry ingredients is to mix in our vegetable oil, which I'll do so just a couple seconds. Okay, it is mixed. So let's add in our vegetable oil. And while that's going, let's mix together our dry ingredients, which is flour, baking soda, and baking powder. Just whisk that together. Smells good, oddly. I don't know what to expect, but it smells pretty good. Not just tangerine, it has the vanilla, smell the Earl Grey. All right, let's add in our flour mixture, just a third of a time. So we'll add in the first batch. I had to make sure I read that right because it only needs 1.5 cups of flour. I feel like I need like 3 cups of flour, but what do I know? I've never made this before. All right, let's add in the next batch of flour. We'll save that little bit for last. Okay, before I add in that last little bit, I'm just gonna scrape the sides here. Make sure that flour is incorporated. All right, let's add the last bit of flour in and mix it up. Just gonna get the edges real fast. Mix it up. All right, batter is done. I have my prepared pan over here. It has been sprayed, it has been parchment papered. So let's pour this batter in. And before we put this in the oven, we're actually going to cut up a couple slices of tangerine, put it on top, and then we're gonna throw in the oven for, she says, about 50 to 60 minutes. So let's pour it in. Should have gotten a spatula. What was I thinking? Looks like pepper. But it doesn't smell like pepper. It's Earl Grey for sure. I didn't mess up that ingredient. All right, let me get a spatula just to get that last little bit out.
12 seconds later.
Now we're talking. Okay. Alrighty. Nearly ready. Let's cut up some orange slices or tangerine slices and throw them right on top. Where'd my knife go? Oh, here we go. Let me just rinse this off. It's got the same ingredients, the dough on there, but I'd rather just go nice and fresh. Okay. All right. She says throw them on top, which is so weird. Are they gonna sink to the bottom? I don't know. Let's see. Okay. In, ready to go to the oven for 50 to 60 minutes. We'll see you then. All right, y'all, it's time to try our Earl Grey Tea Cake, which, as you know, we're very excited to try this because never had it, but let's go for it. Okay. This is interesting. It's very fresh. I do love that there's the you definitely taste the tangerine in here and the orange extract. I love that. I don't hate it. I like it. It's very different. It's something that I would have for a brunch, cut up into like little pieces with some tea. It actually is surprisingly tasty. Not too sweet, it's perfect on the sweetness level, but I really do love that fresh taste from the orange and the tangerine. So I think my mom's gonna love this, to be honest. She's a big tea drinker. She's getting over a cold. I'm definitely gonna drop this off at her house later on tonight. This is really good. I actually am, as I talk, the flavors are kind of just still developing, and I do like it. So if you do make it, let me know what you think. And if you've ever had an Earl Grey tea cake before, let me know what you think about it, because like I said, I've never had it, but it's an interesting taste. So if you make it, let me know. Thanks so much for coming by and watching me make this today. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you next time.